Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Shekhar 𝗤𝗖𝙑 and we're going to talk about the new developments in politics in and around India. Let's welcome Shekhar 𝗤𝗖𝙑. Shekhar ji, Namaskar, Ram Ram, how are you?
Namaskar, Ram Ram. I'm good, sir. Thank you very much. Nice to be back on your show. Thank you.
Sir, yesterday with another guest, we were talking about the possibility of perhaps one of the most secular MLAs in India joining BJP, and it has happened today. Her name is 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘆. Her mother is a Nambudri Brahmin. Her father is a Hindu Nadar. Her son has married a Christian Nadar. So, I mean, it's like covering every base you can think of, sir.
Well, as far as the Nadar community is concerned, it doesn't matter whether it's Hindu Nadar or Christian Nadar. They have an affinity for each other. So that is one. And rest is, as you said, is the most secular combination. But what has happened is, sir, suddenly the opposition seems to be on steroids again because the Congress decided to drop all its, whatever demands it had in terms of seat adjustment, whether it was with Samajwadi Party, whether it was Aam Aadmi Party. They are trying their best with Mamata's Trinamool Congress, but that is the only one which is not moving anywhere. But Congress suddenly feels, look, we are all back together again. We are going to give hell to the BJP. So you have had commentators for the last 24 hours, and as well as Congress leaders, going on national television channels trying to say that, look, now that we have sealed our pact, that in Uttar Pradesh we are together with Samajwadi Party. In Delhi we have had a deal with Aam Aadmi Party, minus of course Punjab and Chandigarh, and we are also going to give 2 seats to the Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat, and then the problem is it is Mamata who is still very spewing fire at the Congress, as it were. And in turn, the West Bengal Congress leaders, particularly Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, he has been saying, I do not know who is talking to whom. I don't see any alliance. Whereas Jairam Ramesh, on the other hand, is giving standard dosages of, we have to work together. Mamata is interested to defeat BJP. So still there is a scope for alliance. But Adhir Ranjan says, I do not know what Jairam is saying, but there is no alliance. Now, today, Rahul Gandhi, had a show in Moradabad, and then Priyanka Gandhi joined him there. Akhilesh Yadav was expected today, but then I am told he is joining tomorrow at Agra. And Akhilesh also says, look, we have come together now. If we can get 25% votes, then it is going to go on increasing. I mean, it will be on the increase, and BJP will have a problem. But I think the point to be noted, sir, which I think all our viewers should appreciate, that already in Uttar Pradesh, in 2019 election, BJP managed to get 50% of votes. That is the vote of Congress plus Samajwadi Party together. In Delhi also similarly, the BJP vote share was more than the vote share of Aam Aadmi Party as far as the parliament elections were concerned. Now, it was Congress which was delaying the pact. Now it is the Congress which has suddenly dropped all its demands that it had in terms of number of seats, also the particular seats that they were very keen to contest. Now that they want to, and all this is because after Nitish Kumar left, followed by Jayant Chaudhary of Rashtriya Lok Dal. Now that they have realized that we should not delay it further. So you are finding there is this kind of a patch up between Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi, because Priyanka Gandhi is also back, and today she was attacking the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi at their yatra. And as usual, we have seen Rahul making some of those very angry questions, and again repeatedly playing up that OBC card. And then Prime Minister also gave it back to him, because the Prime Minister was in Varanasi yesterday. He was launching projects, and where he took on Rahul Gandhi. See, people who are themselves intoxicated by dynastic, uh, dynastic politics are seeing other youth of Uttar Pradesh are turning alcoholic and are drunk. And Prime Minister made a good point about that issue, and which will be very difficult for Congress to counter in the days to come, because the way Rahul Gandhi commented on about Varanasi and the youth of Varanasi, that you may be having Ram temple and all that, but youth of Varanasi are drunk. Just because he saw one youth drunk, he says people were playing all kinds of music, which is to say that in Varanasi, Hindus' most revered city, most sacred city, there is nothing religious about it. The same tone and tenor that he has kept since the Ram Mandir Prana Pratishtha. That was no ceremony, no sacred ceremony, nothing. So, and here now he is openly talking about, belittling the temple, belittling this. What is this Ram temple business? They are fooling you. And twice he dragged Amitabh Bachchan and Aishwarya Rai. See, Amitabh Bachchan was present there. Aishwarya was not present at Ayodhya. But then saying, poor people were not invited. The same, he has this. But then the good news is he's taking a break. I mean, it's a good news for Rahul. He'll get some rest. He's taking a break and he's going to Cambridge. That is 26th and 27th, where he will probably get further new ideas from people like Sam Pitroda, who will tell him, what are the issues to pick up. Probably the joke is Rahul has right now ran out of abuses for the Prime Minister. He will bring fresh stock after meeting those people in Cambridge and other places in UK. And he will be back. And I think from February 29th, the Yatra is supposed to restart. Now, but this kind of agreement, sir, this has already disappointed some Congress leaders. For instance, Salman Khurshid is a former union minister who was keen to contest from Farrukhabad. And he was also part of the negotiating team. But he never expected that suddenly Rahul would sacrifice his seat also. So he has also taken to Twitter to say, look, I sympathize with people of Farrukhabad, that we have given up this seat. But I am committed to you, whatever that means for the people of Farrukhabad. But making it very clear that he's very unhappy. Now, sir, similar.
We seem to have accidentally lost Shekhar Iyerji. It could be a power outage. He'll be joining us in a very brief moment. Let's take a quick look at how we can subscribe to all our channels from our website 𝗤𝗍𝗓.com. I'm sorry, 𝗑gurus.com. Can we have the 𝗑gurus.com? Back to you, sir.
Sir, so what we are seeing is in Gujarat, Ahmed Patel's son and daughter, they have had quite a stormy relationship with Rahul Gandhi ever since their father died. Ahmed Patel was a very powerful aide of Sonia Gandhi. And after he died, Rahul Gandhi visited them once. He visited, in fact, he participated in the funeral of Ahmed Patel. And then subsequently, he has been trying to talk to the family to find out as to where are the resources that are supposed to have been managed by Ahmed Patel on behalf of the Congress party. And the buzz is that probably the family said, we don't know about anything about the Congress party resources being handled by our father, and we have absolutely no idea. Since then, the Rahul Gandhi has been not very pleasant with the family, both with Faisal Patel as well as his sister Mumtaz Patel. And this time they were very keen that Faisal Patel or Mumtaz Patel, one of them, would have contested from Bharuch constituency. But Congress has decided to give both Bharuch and Bhavnagar to Aam Aadmi Party to contest. Now, in the last assembly elections, Gujarat assembly elections, the Congress leaders were saying that Aam Aadmi Party actually caused a lot of loss to us because they contested against us. And because of division of votes, the anti-BJP votes got divided and we lost. So did Aam Aadmi Party, and BJP had a fantastic win. But now they have decided to give 2 seats because Aam Aadmi Party has agreed to give 3 seats in Delhi. That is East Delhi, Chandni Chowk and Northeast Delhi. And Chandigarh also Congress will get to contest. And after the mayoral election and then Supreme Court setting aside the election of a BJP mayor and now restoring this whole thing there and calling it they're restoring a stolen mandate, Aam Aadmi Party suddenly realized that it is better to also to finalize the deal. Congress was insisting on 4, finally it was settled for 3. But there is resentment among the ranks as to, Aam Aadmi Party actually, its own birth is against the corruption of the Congress. Today, Kejriwal doesn't even feel that he is compelled to even explain why he is joining hands with Congress, accepting that, we have to defeat Modi, we have to reduce the numbers for the BJP. There is not much of a political explanation when Aam Aadmi Party has openly been saying they considered Congress corrupt and BJP as communal. But now they have joined hands. That is the thing. So, question is how much of this particular developments in Uttar Pradesh, how much is it going to upset BJP in Uttar Pradesh? Because BJP is keen to win as many seats possible in Uttar Pradesh, where there are 80 seats. Last time they got about 72. This time they should get almost all the seats. And that is why, NDA actually, they have got some allies also, they have to allot some seats. So, what we are getting to hear now that this alliance has been ramped up and things are moving forward, the BJP is having its, their Central Election Committee meeting this week, that is coming week. And we can expect a big bang announcement of about 100 candidates being named for the Lok Sabha elections. So,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. I think 72 was the number that BJP got in 2014. In 2019, BSP and SP were together. I think they got 60.
no, sir, they got more than 70.
It's okay. I think you remember BSP and SP were together last time.
No, they
in
were together,
2019.
but it did not make much of a difference.
Our viewers will set us right. No problem, sir. So let's where does BSP stand in all this now?
Sir, BSP is actually not serious in contesting this year's elections. They are not in any alliance. Mayawati has not yet, firmed up her strategy. She's going it alone rather. She is not having any alliance with Samajwadi Party. Therefore, I don't see that. I don't see any BSP playing any part. Rather, she wants to play it alone, and she says, "Look, at the moment, though she says she's opposed to BJP, but the fact that she doesn't want to expose herself to a competition where she's standing alone, and then Congress and Samajwadi Party have come together. Of course, now there is a talk that Congress and Samajwadi Party should try to get Mayawati to join the alliance. They should all come together. But 22 assembly elections also, it was a very tough situation, because with Yogi in command in Uttar Pradesh, the BJP's performance was stupendous actually in terms of assembly seats. So that is why, as far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, BJP is not at all rattled. Rather, it's not at all rattled. And this time their target is, they are in fact saying 𝗣𝗼 se 𝗣𝗼. 80 out of 85 we should get, sir.
Yeah, so I think people are clarifying that BJP secured 62 seats. Here, I think this is the correct one. I remember reading it. BJP got 62, BSP got 10,
Okay,
SP
I
got
said
5, and
72.
BJP.
I said
Yeah,
72, I think. Yeah, 62.
yeah. It's okay, sir. I mean, we are just trying to make sure that we are as accurate as possible. There is
No,
nothing.
definitely.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
but in terms of voter percentage, in many places it was more than 50% for the BJP.
yeah.
So these two parties coming together, it's not going to be a. But even after the alliance has been announced with Samajwadi Party, the Congress has not cleared the air as to who will be contesting from Raebareli, who will be contesting from Amethi. Now that Sonia Gandhi has vacated Uttar Pradesh, she has got elected actually from Rajasthan as a Rajya Sabha member. So that picture is not clear. And Congress is saying, look, we will make it announced, which means the family has to take a call whether Priyanka, now that Priyanka is back on the yatra, because we have been talking about how Rahul has tried to keep Priyanka away. And so one can see that how this is going to play out now. Now that there is an alliance, will Priyanka, bite the bullet, make her maiden attempt from Raebareli, and will Rahul Gandhi again try his luck against Smriti Irani from Amethi? These are two big questions now. But I'm not sure about Rahul Gandhi contesting from Amethi, but there could be a call taken on Priyanka contesting from Raebareli, because they can't let it. But my Congress sources tell me it's quite possible Priyanka would rather prefer a high profile fight in Varanasi by contesting against Prime Minister. No matter what the outcome is, she will get definitely eyeballs across the country, because she's taking on the Prime Minister. And Congress can bring up some pressure and in turn ask the Uttar Pradesh um, chief Ajay Rai to contest from Raebareli. There was also talk of asking Mallikarjun Kharge to contest from Raebareli. Of course, he is a Rajya Sabha member. So the picture that is emerging is, yes, a week ago it looked that Congress and the India Alliance will seem to be in a bad shape because the lack of seat sharing agreements, and then first Nitish Kumar walking away, second the Jayant Chaudhary joining NDA. But these two events seems to have spurred these partners to somehow settle the seat issue. And Aam Aadmi Party too, I think, has realized that they should not further delay it. But the big announcement could be from the BJP this week, when they could come out with their first list, and you can get to see some big changes in that list. Of course, since it's a first list, they may name the Prime Minister is again seeking re-election from Varanasi for the third time, and probably some of those ministers who are representing Lok Sabha, who are sure to be re-nominated, their names could also figure. But that will energize, I would rather, will bring more firepower to this mood that is setting in now for the run up to the elections, because we are in quite end of February now, and elections will be announced around March 10th, and dates could be between April 19th to May 20th. That's the calendar which is most likely. And from what we get to hear from Home Ministry sources, they have already started discussions on deployment of para troops, and accordingly, the year is set. And of course, this is the time when the IPL will also be played. Now, the IPL BCCI has announced for the first phase of the matches have been announced, the schedule. The second phase, they are actually waiting for the election dates. so that they will also get to know, because they also need security. They have to make security arrangements for those matches in different centers. So they are waiting for the dates. Now, this is, I mean, every 5 years, IPL and yeah, the elections, they almost coincide. Some of the dates, could see, but then they will have to see that where there are dates of polling, they should have matches. So
Yes, indeed. So this 100 seats is going to start putting lighting a fire that people say, "Oh my goodness, these guys are already having a head start." That could also put some pressure on India Alliance. Sridharji, sorry, Shekharji, I'm so sorry about that, sir. Shekharji, Tamil Nadu, do you think the Congress might change its mind and go with ADMK instead?
I don't think so, sir, because see, more than the alliance or the chemistry in Tamil Nadu between DMK and Congress leaders, the chemistry at the central level is very good. That is between the DMK central, I mean, the DMK top leaders, Stalin, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi. I mean, it's a very comfortable thing. And this time, Stalin is being requested by the Congress to accommodate Kamal Hassan. So Kamal Hassan could be one person who could get a ticket from the Congress quota, possibly. I mean, and he is trying to. What I heard was last was the Kamal Hassan has already held talks with DMK leaders, and he wishes to contest from Coimbatore. And uh, they probably want him to do to the, I mean, their proposal is, well, he can, if necessary, I mean, he can contest from Coimbatore, and also, or he can take the Rajya Sabha and campaign for the DMK led alliance all over Tamil Nadu. I mean, bring his whatever star power or star attraction to the campaign. This is being talked about now. We are also hearing about 𝗤𝗚𝗍𝙗 𝗢𝘂𝘃𝑔𝐿 (VCK). Last time they got 2 seats to contest. I mean, these are some difficult partners in the DMK-led alliance in Tamil Nadu. Now, VCK, last time they contested 2 seats, and one they had to contest in the DMK symbol. This time they are asking for 4 seats. They want 3 from the reserved constituencies because they consider themselves as more of a party that caters to Dalit interests. So they want to contest 3 reserved constituencies and 1 unreserved constituency. Some of the constituencies they have named also. Now, also, Patali Makkal Katchi, PMK, sir, that is also very interesting. We have seen, you know, a month ago, Dr. Anbumani Ramadas had met Stalin. But subsequent to that, he has been making statements that are not seen as very friendly to the DMK. For instance, he asked Stalin to come out with a list of, steps that were taken by the DMK government to improve employment figures in Tamil Nadu. I mean, he wanted some kind of a white paper. Let's get to know what all did the state government do to increase employment. So with this kind all and the other development, some of the PMK MLAs, former and present and all, they met 𝗤𝗚𝘃𝗍𝘆 𝗤𝘚𝘆, the AIADMK leader and former chief minister. So that also sent a signal that the PMK could be joining, is more making up its mind for joining the ADMK led alliance. Of course, people are also watching what the DMDK going to do. MDMK will accept whatever seats are given by DMK. They are not going to make a big issue about it. Now, MDMK, after the death of Captain Vijaykanth, it is all his wife, that is Premalata, who is in charge. She has held meeting with all the district functionaries, and they have given her all the 3 options, that you can join the DMK alliance, you can join the ADMK alliance, you can also think of tying up with the BJP. So the Tamil Nadu scene is going to take some more time, I think. But now that the Congress has settled with SAPA, Samajwadi Party, and then with Aam Aadmi Party, it is Maharashtra which is again a very, very tricky situation, because I'm told there are still problems between Shiv Sena and Congress. But then some of the leaders have talked to, I'm told that Karge and Uddhav Thackeray have spoken, and And Priyanka also seems to be working the lines to see that things are settled fast. And Sharad Pawar has finally accepted the new symbol that has been given to him. In fact, that is the tura, the traditional blowing of the musical
Trumpet.
instrument.
Yeah.
Yes, trumpet kind of a thing. They call it tura, I think. And that has, I mean, he has now finally accepted the situation or the challenge before him. And here, Ajit Pawar has been pushing his wife to contest from Baramati, Lok Sabha constituency, which is currently held by Supriya Sule. It's going to be entirely Pawar versus Pawar in Baramati constituency. That's going to be very, very interesting. And I mean, right now the mood seems to be that despite the yatra, despite the lack of cohesion in the alliance, they feel that look, now we are getting it together, and that the BJP's target of trying to win 370 seats, and then NDA winning 400 seats, which is the target Prime Minister has openly set for his party, that is not going to be reality, because the whole approach of the opposition is to see that the numbers of the BJP come down. They have been saying it, and then they are hoping that by March, to the deadline that has been set by the Supreme Court for giving the details of the electoral bonds, which the Election Commission should release from April 9, 2019. Who are the donors? Who bought electoral bonds? Who encashed it? And all those details will come out. And then Congress can launch a full scale attack saying that, look, this was a quid pro quo and this is actually the monumental corruption of the BJP that we are talking about. So you can see that the Congress somehow suddenly feels that it has got enough ammunition. But then on the ground, what we see is PM has been going crisscrossing the country, launching new projects, and farmers' agitation. After the death of a farmer, the groups themselves have decided to hold their agitation till February 29th. Not much headway is being made. In the meantime, Prime Minister has today participated in a cooperative function where he has announced a massive program for creating storage facilities as part of a cooperative movement. Because the whole problem of farmers in India is that they are not able to sell their produce at the right time for a right price, because these are perishable goods and um, they need cold storages, and cold storages, this plant cabinet had cleared earlier also. This will involve more than 1 lakh, 1.25 lakh crore investment. And over, say, 5 years, they want to create huge, facility in terms of tonnage to stock these grains. And also, we have got refrigerated trains. Already they are there, but there are more than 400 Kisan Raths. They carry refrigerated food produce to different markets. Probably there'll be more such trains and more facilities for seeing that the products move from farm to market as soon as possible. I mean, these are the ways in which the farmer's income can be increased. And a very innovative proposal that was made to the farmers, these agitating farmers, that 5 crops can be brought under a kind of
MSP.
an agreement. Yeah, for some kind of an agreement, then not exactly a legal guarantee, but that the center would buy those 5 crops for a period of 5 years. But they were all essentially commercial crops, because the center is keen. Even many agro scientists have said that Punjab farmers need to diversify. They will have to slowly move from rice and wheat, which they have been growing because of the high MSP. But is already facing a crisis in terms of depleting water table. And it is high time they move for crops like, that's why center has said we'll buy 3 types of the pulses, as well as your millets, maize, and cotton, rui. I mean, these are some innovative, but then the farmers' organizations have not responded, because the ultimate way is for the farmers to form their own farmers producers organizations, a sort of cooperative. And in fact, Prime Minister again spoke about how farm income can go up. Then just don't look at agriculture only. Look at dairy farming, look at pisciculture, horticulture, and all related or allied fields for which the center has earmarked a lot of money for encouraging farmers to take loans, which are completely interest-free loans in many cases, where they can set up their own pisciculture, or they can come together, have a dairy milk processing plant, so that the milk is collected from the group of villages, processed, and then sent to the state milk federation. So these are some of the ideas which go to show that as far as the farmers issue is concerned, the Modi is not on a back foot. He has been talking about his plans. He has been talking about various flagship programs for agriculture that were rolled out by his government, which are currently in operation. And many more new ideas are waiting to be implemented once the Lok Sabha elections are over and he begins his third term. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Last topic today, Sandeshkhali, and I would say, pronouncement by Prashant Kishore that the BJP might do even better than what it did in 2019, because the Sandeshkhali has really caught on right now, and the Prime Minister might be visiting that place. There are rumors about that too. Sir, what is the latest in West Bengal, sir?
Sir, the Mamata's, the core plank, what she calls Mati Manush. That is, Ma means the women folk or the mother. The second focus of our campaign has been, or support base has been, land, the land that is the land of the farmers. And the third is Manush, the people in general. She used this slogan, to great success, both in 2011 as well as in our assembly elections also, 2011, 2016, again in 2021, which is Mati Manush. But Sandeshkhali has completely smashed that plank, because the people who are bleeding today in Sandeshkhali is our women. It's the women folk who have come out and spoken about the sexual exploitation by these goons of the Trinamool Congress. And the prime accused, that is the Shahjahan Sheikh, is still absconding. And people are saying that how long can Mamata avoid arresting him? And people believe he is very much in that area. His henchmen, two henchmen have been arrested, both Hazra and one Uttam Sardar, and they have been accused of gang rape. But the horrific details that have come out through last week, and our attempt to prevent opposition from visiting the place, that Kolkata High Court completely is, declaring illegal the imposition of Section 144 to prevent opposition leaders from going there. After that, these leaders have gone there, and they include Congress, they include CPM. Of course, BJP has taken the lead in this matter. And even today, Congress has said so many, particularly the West Bengal Congress leaders are talking about Sandeshkhali, whereas Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi are silent. Just for sake of two seats, they are keeping quiet in what happens to be this century's worst kind of abuse of women, particularly rural women, poor women, Dalit women, and who had to live in terror, because many of their lands were grabbed. They were converted into for pisciculture by this Shahjahan Sheikh, who happens to make a big killing out of lot of fish farms. He has created water bodies out of farmlands which do not belong to him. And apart from that, his name figured in the 20,000 crore public distribution scam, sir, where the rice, wheat, and pulses that were given to COVID during the COVID period, which the program is still on, the 80 crore families are getting now. The Prime Minister's program, it was not implemented in Bengal. All those food grains were diverted. They diverted to open market. They were sent to the wheat mills, and these people did not get anything. Now that women are talking about it, because in the course of inquiry into that 20,000 crore scam, Enforcement Directorate arrested 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘀𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁, a minister, the ration minister who is in charge of public distribution system. Now, the money trail connected with 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘀𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁 took them to Sandeshkhali, to Shahjahan
Sheikh
Sheikh.
Shahjahan.
Yeah, Sheikh Shahjahan. And Shahjahan got his men to attack the ED, and then he fled. After that, ED brought in reinforcements, and they raided his house, and they got a lot of details as well as cash and other things. Now, question is, Prime Minister is visiting Bengal on at least on 3 occasions, sir. I'm told that he could be going on March 1st, and he could be again going on March 6th, and there's also another date somewhere around 9th or 10th. Now, Sandeshkhali is most likely, he may not visit Sandeshkhali, but he's going to the Bashirat constituency, where Sandeshkhali is part of that village in the Sundarbans. Now, will Mamata get Shahjahan to surrender or take him into custody, or will she let him remain, underground? Now, I'm posing this question because if she arrests him, in the cases now that the new complaints are being made by women, now ED will definitely seek his custody to corroborate the money trail in which they have already arrested the 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘀𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁, the minister. Because if she arrests, if he gets him to surrender, ED will move the court to seek his custody. That we want him in our cases also. But I don't think Mamata would do that because what I hear from my sources in West Bengal, Mamata cannot afford to antagonize this Shahjahan, because if Shahjahan were to again move into ED custody at some other stage, after preliminary investigations are done by Bengal police in case with rape and other things, he could start singing. I mean, he could start telling everything to ED as to how he and his men have been collecting resources for the Trinamool Congress. But it's a shame, sir. It's a shame that that has fallen all of us. That in India of 2024 we are seeing such incidents, and I am told there are several Sandeshkhalis. That is even more dreadful thing that we are hearing. That this is because even Shahjahan himself was active in several other villages. What we have talked about is one village where how women were picked on the basis of their age and asked to come to the TMC headquarters in that village, where these men would exploit them. Sometimes they would be held for 3-4 days and then released. Sir, even media, the West Bengal media, which is very, very beholden to Mamata, even they have been forced to write on Sandeshkhali stories as to who is this Shahjahan Sheikh, how did he develop this clout, and why is Mamata obliged to him, and why Mamata is willing to even risk her reputation as a savior of women for the sake of this one guy. Why? What kind of hold does this man have on the Trinamool Congress party? And incidentally, sir, the people who have written about his background, who checked on his background, say this Shahjahan Sheikh or Sheikh Shahjahan was actually a CPM activist. He was an auto driver who became a Marxist activist. Then, when Trinamool came to power in 2011, he shifted to Trinamool Congress, and since then got sucked into the TMC system, which is to scientifically rig elections. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Let's take a few questions now. Destiny's Child wants to know, is the TN Election Commission so incompetent that all these they couldn't prevent cash distribution during any TN polls? Can we see any curbing of cash for the vote distribution this time at least?
Sir, every year the cash seizures from Tamil Nadu has been going up, both in the assembly elections and Lok Sabha elections. We have seen it in the last 4 years, 5 years, we have seen that. And last elections, we saw that 5 crore was on atop a bus. was stored in the top of the bus, and that bus belonged to K. Nehru or to his aides. And because K. Nehru has invested a lot in his transport business in Tiruchirappalli, and that is how big seizure was made. And every year seizures have been going up. We saw it in Karnataka elections, we saw it in Telangana elections. So there are definitely going to be more seizures. But then these parties are also adopting new ways of seeing that the money is sent even before the model code of conduct is comes into operation, so that the money need not move and it is not searched. So which would mean EC must come with, of course, EC deploys a lot of observation teams. It also gets IT teams to be positioned in different centers so that they can simultaneously undertake checks, conduct raids even. So I would expect the Election Commission to definitely keep in mind the practices in southern states and in Tamil Nadu in particular, which has been happening for several months. And that is how the parties like DMK, who have perfected this arrangement right from Kalangir's days, they have been ensuring this. In fact, I know Aragiri, Karunanidhi's eldest son, was a person who perfected this system where his teams would go, there would be at least three, four teams. They would visit every individual voter's house whose name figured. And then the second team would actually come to give the cash. And that would depend on how many members are there in that family. And a third team would come and check whether you actually received the money. And also, if there are families who have said no, we don't want the money, that also would be verified. And sir, Aragiri always wanted that all households should be covered, whether it is higher income group, middle income group, or lower income group. Normally, they would all concentration would be on slums, but Aragiri
Equal
being Aragiri,
opportunity briber. Equal opportunity briber.
so he thought that nobody should be deprived of this Diwali or Deepavali that comes once in 5 years for Lok Sabha elections and as well as for assembly elections. And that
Sir,
is all
there's
the
a
reason,
rumor doing.
sir, that is all the reason why DMK is also opposed to one nation, one poll.
So there's a rumor doing the round that the son-in-law Sabarisan has actually been able to raise funds to the tune of 15,000 to 20,000 per vote. I mean, it's mind-boggling if you look at the numbers. What is there for them to spend on a national election so much money? National elections, you don't get that much funding, so it's very strange. So we have to wait and see. Sir, if we could limit the question answer to less than a minute, we can go through as many as possible, sir.
Certainly, sir.
Venkatraman Iyer wants to know 100 odd Congress members from Nanded have joined BJP. Will this affect BJP cadre who have been tirelessly working and now need to accommodate the new entrants? Your views, sir.
Venkatraman, sir, this is a problem that the BJP has faced everywhere, including in Bengal. You know, the cadres are very, very disturbed when they find the huge, people coming from the opposition parties. But then the central leadership and sometimes state leadership thinks that they have to win the elections at all costs. They have to win as many seats as possible. Therefore, and as an ad hocism, this has been adopted. But they have also realized in states like Bengal, the whole lock stock barrel came in and the lock stock barrel went out also. We have also seen that. But notwithstanding that, in Bengal today, despite several of those Trinamool people who came in and went away, the BJP mood there is quite exuberant. Last elections, they won 18 seats. They feel that they will win even more because incidents like Sandeshkhali have brought the Mamata's popularity graph plunging down across districts.
Next question from Rohit Akshay. Hare Krishna, looks like TDP is contesting 151 and Janasena in 24 assembly seats. Janasena is also contesting in 3 MP seats. Where does BJP come into the picture in terms of seat sharing?
So, sir, they have already left some seats for the BJP. I mean, they have not announced those seats as part of this. Making it clear to the BJP that they have kept this out, and BJP is looking at able to contest at least 6 or 7 Lok Sabha seats. They are more particular about Lok Sabha seats than assembly seats. But the fact that this arrangement between the TDP and Janasena has been announced, and my understanding is they have made it clear to the BJP that they have left out some constituencies which the BJP has in mind. So one can see that very soon the BJP will also take a call. And we are also seeing, sir, the resignations have started in Jagan Mohan's party. And some of the old leaders, they are leaving the party and they could be headed to Sharmila led Congress party. That's a very important development taking place. And in some districts, this is started now. Which means Jagan is going to have a tough time. The minority votes will get split in Andhra Pradesh, and the TDP, Janasena, and BJP, their alliance could be the PA. But then, sir, I want to mention it. A senior union minister told me that Chandrababu Naidu is still keeping an option open for an alliance with Sharmila. That if Congress gets some seats, and if he can, he will see what is the picture that emerges, and then he may even do business with Sharmila. That has made BJP wary as to how they should approach this alliance. Because Chandrababu Naidu still is seen as a very unreliable person when it comes to these alliances. Though he has said several times that he made a blunder leaving NDA in 2018 before the last elections, citing the lack of a special package for Andhra Pradesh post bifurcation. Now, this is also something which is there in the central BJP's mind. How do they deal with a post-poll situation? I do not know how much of it is a ground reality or the ground truth. But the fact is that at the moment, Chandrababu Naidu would want BJP to join that alliance. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bharani wants to know, what's the deal with RaGa, sir? How can he be so disconnected from the ground reality? When is the rest of INC going to kick out the Gandhis? Do you think it will happen? Sree, when is AM coming back? Go ahead, sir.
Well, one is already seeing a lot of anger in Rahul Gandhi, a lot of frustration. I would call it a frustration. And then the way he is taking up this caste, and he got a journalist beaten up the other day in Amethi. I mean, asking, what is your caste? What is your... And when he heard he's a Yadav, he didn't know what to do, Rahul Gandhi. Then he said, what is the caste of your owner? I mean, is this the way you go about trying to empower the deprived caste? I mean, this is... And then they started beating him up. Then he said, usko mat maro. That's gone viral. Now, the question is, I think there is going to be a churning in the party after the 2024 elections. With all these alliances, because these alliances started happening only when Priyanka intervened. And there is already a clamor that at least if 2024 proves to be a bad year for the Congress, then it is high time that Rahul should step aside. And maybe Priyanka Gandhi could be given a chance. Now, will that improve matters? I do not know. Because there is something fundamentally wrong with the way the Congress is approaching various issues. Though we are not here to proffer advice to the Congress party, but definitely the problem with the Congress is at three levels, sir. One, the way the leadership is looking at issues and the kind of solution that they are offering. That is one. Second thing is how they are dealing with their own internal arrangements within the party and listening to the cadres and leaders, because that is why you are seeing the resentment growing. And third is they feel that Rahul Gandhi has himself decided that he wants a lot of leaders to leave. That's why you can see they don't get appointments, they don't get an audience, because he wants them to leave. He says, let them go. I'm going to have a new rejuvenated Congress. Though there may be a new regenerated Congress without Rahul Gandhi also. It all depends how 2024 will be kind to them.
Next question, please. Ajay Nagendra wants to know, Shekharji, are the rumors true that PM might visit Sandeshkhali? We already answered that. It will contradict the stand they took by not visiting Manipur. The plight of women shouldn't be treated different.
No, Ajay ji, he is not going to Sandeshkhali per se, but he is going to the Lok Sabha constituency where there is a program to launch some projects which were centrally funded. And Sandeshkhali falls in the Bashirhat Lok Sabha constituency. That's why he is going there.
Next question from Akash AI. Can you give some spoilers on 100 seats that BJP is going to announce?
Sir, these will be the seats that they won last time. One, and also some seats where they came second. Because some of those difficult seats, could also be where there are at least 72 seats where they came second, or they missed the winning margin was very small. So you could have the first 300 seats out of the 100 seats which BJP won last time, and maybe some new faces could be announced. And secondly, those 72 seats where they did not do well last time and they lost by a narrow margin, they could be announced. And also some seats the BJP has never won, because there are three categories of seats that BJP is looking at. One, they won always won. Other set of seats where the BJP lost by narrow margin, and third, seats where the BJP has always done well. So the first 100 could be a mixture of this, and the difficult seats could also be announced first.
Next question, please. This is not talked about today, so let's skip this one. Next one. Krivana wants to know, can ED arrest Delhi CM since from March election protocol would start?
Well, ED cases will continue because elections cannot stop the ED. Model of code of conduct does not apply to ED. Though the opposition could take a plea that this is interfering with election process, but then they will have to get a relief of the court. Because even in the case of Kejriwal, this ED is not taking any action, rather brought it to the notice of the court, saying that he is not responding to our summons. They have given
Next
him
one,
another
please.
date in March.
Yeah. Ustad 𝗤𝙬𝙤 𝗠𝘂𝘁 wants to know, Shekhar sir, do you see any complacency within BJP on the ground, be it the leaders or the workers, that could go against them in Lok Sabha 24, just like it happened in Lok Sabha 04?
Sir, complacency is the last thing that I am noticing this time, because Prime Minister will not allow that. In fact, his idea of fixing this 370 seats, and then also the way the meetings were called, they had a huge national convention, they called everybody. Subsequently, several meetings are going to take place at the constituency level, at the booth level, at district level. So one can be very sure that BJP will not be taking these elections lightly. And for people to think that 2000, 2004 will happen again, I don't think so. This is a different BJP, and both Amit Shah, Nadda, and Prime Minister, they are very keen that nothing is taken for granted. Sir.
Next one, please. Sandhya Rajgopalan wants to know, sir, please share some insights on the protest in Ladakh by Sonam Wangchuk. Sorry, Sandhya, this is not what we discussed today. When we talk about it, we will definitely entertain your question. Thank you, Jahangir Gotla. Shouldn't there be a law against blatant appeasement politics?
Sir, already under the Constitution, under the People's Representation Act, you are not supposed to use religion or any overtly or covertly to woo the voters. It is there. And only Bal Thackeray got disenfranchised for making that speech where he was seen to be appealing to Hindu votes. But no other politician has since been done. But then we are already seeing that where this appeasement politics has brought Congress today, or even the so-called other secular parties. The fact that where they are today in terms of perceptions about their future, about their popularity, about their support among the people is largely because people feel that some parties have openly indulged in appeasement politics, particularly of certain communities, while deriding Hindu values, Hindu system. That has already shown results. That is the reason why today BJP is seen as a party that actually does not believe in appeasement politics at all.
Thank you, sir. Next one, please. Narayan wants to know, Pada politics is so ingrained in Bengal politics that if Mamata arrests Sheikh Shahjahan, it would send all the parts who helped her politics. Your view?
Definitely, this Pada means the locality. Definitely, this is the reason why people say that even if Prime Minister comes on March 6th, and that is going to be Women Empowerment Conference in Bashirhat. Even if Prime Minister comes there, she is not going to let this guy be caught, because if he's arrested, then definitely ED will take his custody sooner or later. Though West Bengal police can hold on to him saying they are investigating Sandeshkhali incident and not let him face the ED. But ED would move the courts and get him. And if he were to come to ED custody, then he will start singing. And he could spill a lot of beans on how the Trinamool operates. So,
Next one, please. Ramarao, thank you so much. Will Perambudur incident be replayed for sympathy?
you mean to say about the Rajiv Gandhi assassination?
Yes.
Well, Congress this time has not been very active in Tamil Nadu, sir. In fact, they are only hoping that the DMK will give them the same number of seats that they gave them last time, at least. Though initially they have talked about 15, 12. Last time they were given they won 9 seats. 10 seats they got and they won in 9. So, if they get that many number of seats, I think Congress should be happy. Otherwise, I don't see any big issue being raked up about Rajiv's assassination, because that will not gel with the DMK alliance, because then the question of LTT support given by DMK to LTT, all those things will come. I don't think they would do that.
Thank you so much, Shekhar-ji, and that was a wonderful session. And please, viewers, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.
Namaskar.